Thank you for joining us yet again for another edition of the Phil Taylor Jones Show. We're happy to have you with us as always. Well, folks, the Respublicans had the 12th debate, and that's what we're going to be looking into quite briefly. I don't intend to spend a whole lot of time on it. I'm Phil Taylor Jones, your host, and let's jump into this most elegant debate right now. Yeah, they're even saying that the numbers were off as far as the ratings because Donald Trump decided not to go on the attack and be more elegant and more presidential. I believe that's a bunch of bull-loney because just like you and I, people are sick of these darn things and they refuse to watch them because, you know, they're tired of seeing the same old crap each time. People attacking each other and not getting the issues out, you know, before the people as they need be. So here we go with my very short take on this debate. Yes, the Donald was rather stellar, as he usually is unless somebody bothers him. Then you have the two foreigners trying to be somewhat elegant, I guess. Things were going along quite smoothly until this Dana Bash with her partridge face started instigating and started a little bit of a firestorm there. Not too much because I think all the candidates were pretty much having their focus on their own campaigns. I will have to say this, Rafael Cruz is a most disgusting piece of crap. Every time he made a statement, he therefore tried to throw the Donald under the bus, and every time he would, like, what do you got? I just zinged you. What do you got? That guy is very irritating, very irritating. And I guess he took some lessons from some acting school or something because, he was very much the drama king yesterday. He went on to say that Donald's supporters, who are very stupid and illiterate and from the land of no shoes and teeth, were trying to be Hitler-like. And the Donald put him in his place, saying that's not at all what happened. It's just showing the narrow-mindedness of the American people, or some of the American people, to gravitate to such filth. You shouldn't be having the people raising your hand to you. You should be letting them know you work for them. And come January 20th, 2017, I will raise my hand to the people when I pledge to be their president of the United States. Oh, good Lord, get me a puke bucket. That guy, you know, if I never have to see his face again, it would be too soon. Because I put his face right up there with old bastards as being a turd face. I can't stand that guy. I can't stand it. Marco Rubio either. Get him out of here. John Kasich, get him out of here. I'm through with him. Now, old Jeb Bush, I like to refer to him as Jeb Tush, had some kind of meeting with those candidates except for Trump. Obviously, whatever it was they were planning and plotting didn't seem to materialize at the debates. I'm thinking it's more long-term with really horrid negative ads against the Trump man and other discrediting type activities that are going on in Florida before the second half of Super Tuesday and beyond to other primaries. There's something cooking, and I know that these people are into it knee-deep. We'll be keeping an eye on that. Other big news was Dr. Ben Carson this morning supporting the Trump man. Already a big firestorm about Ben Carson, what a sellout he is, and all of that kind of thing. He's stupid and, you know, just idiotic stuff at the minds or in the hands of small-minded American people. Because I, you know, kind of checked this thing out, and I listened and read the comments, listened to the comments, and it's from American people. And that's what just blows me away, that our own people can belittle and, you know, just destroy the rubbish, our own American people. Now, I got to think, I'm through with that stupid debate stuff, through with it. I got to thinking further about the Trump man, why he's so hated, why he is not even looked upon as a contender in the eyes of many people. Except for two military people that I can think of that ever held the office of president, that being George Washington and Eisenhower. The rest have been lawyers. Now, I'm sure there's a couple of them out there somewhere that are worth their salt, but the most attorneys or lawyers that I have known of have been nothing but the lowest scum of the earth. They're liars. In order to be a good lawyer, one must be a liar. Look at Slithery Clinton. Look at what's his name? Cruz. Rafael Cruz. Liars. And most of these other senators and political muckety mucks have been in some form of fashion in the legal profession. Now, they get either nastier and cruddier and you know what else here when they enter the political field. And then they may saunter on up to the level of president. And that's where it really gets nasty. Okay, they're afraid that if Donald Trump, who has no affiliation with politics as far as trying to be one until 8 or so months ago, will get in there and maybe within his first 100 days, surely his first term, do more for the American nation, more for the American people in that short a time than these career politicians have done in 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 years. They're scared to death of that. Oh, it can't be done. He's not experienced to be a president. No president that has ever taken office has been experienced to be a president unless that president is a second termer. That's bullcrap. They are scared of this man. They are afraid that he will actually get in there and do what he says. They are afraid that when he says he wants to get in there and make the best deals that he can for the United States of America and her people, he will. They're afraid of that because they haven't been able to do it. You look at Rafael and Michael. They have been stalwarts in this quagmire of politicized crap for years. And they haven't much to show for it. Rubio has a record of absenteeism. Cruz has a record of being a flip-flop wishy-washier who feigns stability. Look at O'Bastard. He's been there for 8 years and has taken the country from sugar to that other stuff. Slithery Clinton, she's been in public office I don't know how long. Look at the faux pas that she's made, including the major one, getting 4 innocent American people killed. And what was she? A lawyer. What was O'Bastard? A lawyer. What is Marco Rubio? A lawyer. At least I believe he is. And this Cruz guy, a lawyer. All of them lawyers. And all of them most definitely liars. Scared to death that Trump will go in there and tear their playhouses down. They will no longer be able to scam money off the top. They will no longer be able to hide behind, oh, well, we're trying to get it done. He was a lawyer, or is a lawyer. Thank you. Yes. The exec looked it up. Rubio is a lawyer. Well, one of the same. They're scared that this man will do in a short time what they failed to be able to do. And it's one thing about this country I've noticed. They don't like to have egg on their face, even though they end up having it on there most of the time anyway. Like all these foreigners that they're accepting into this country and have been doing so for decades. Well, it's all back to that little slogan on the Statue of Liberty. Give us your tired, you're poor, you're hungry. That was then, this is now. I used to eat baby food and baby food juice, little juicy things from Gerber when I was 1.5, 2 years old. Now I eat ribs and pork chops, French fries, mashed potatoes, good, healthy food, salad, good stuff. Because I'm no longer 2 years old anymore. What was then, and what applies now is now. I said I wasn't going to go back to it, but I must, because I skipped over a couple of points. They were talking about Social Security. That came up. And how in 20 or so years, the Social Security is going to go belly up, and the country could be affected grossly by it. And what they could do to cut the fat, to cut out the abuse, to cut out the fraudulent aspects of Social Security. Okay, everybody gave their little spin on it. Somebody would do something to change it. Somebody leave it the same. Somebody would alter the numbers of retirement, alter the amount that the people get, yada, yada, yada. Not one damn time did I hear anybody say, we are going to stop giving Social Security, which is a program that American workers have taken out of their checks based on the credits that they have accrued over their employment time. We're going to not give that to these damn foreigners that are fresh off the boat. They haven't put a dime into that system. Why should they be getting fat checks? That is where the fraud comes in. That is where the abuse comes in. I've seen it. As I alluded to before, when we would take our grandmother down, who was an American citizen, born in this country, entitled to Social Security benefits by working for 50 years in the healthcare system, she would sit and wait while these Social Security employees would saunter around like they had dead lice falling off of them with a cup of coffee in one hand, going from cubicle to cubicle, talking about whose husband was good and whose check was bad. And then when they do call, they call these foreigners from the faraway places with the funny sounding names. That is ludicrous. Shouldn't be happening in this United States of America. Some foreigner come over here fresh off the boat, still got their bloody feet wet, and go into the Social Security Administration and secure a big fat check. No, stop it. You don't do it. That needs to be cut out. That needs to be cut out right away. Quick, fast, and a hurry, yesterday. And then there was another subject that came up as far as Israel again, and what's going on over there in the foreign country. Do you realize that we are in approximately 120, 140 countries supporting their cause? We're spending money on these 120 to 140 countries from our funds. They, if they want us there, should be paying us to help them out. We need to pull our people out of those places and stop supporting these dumbass wars that have no bearing on America. ISIS this, ISIS that. You would think that ISIS had this big navy, this big air force, this huge army. Yeah, they have quite a few people on the ground, but we're way over here. They're way over there. And most of the time, they're attacking places that are over there. Yeah, some get through, but that's because of our stupidity. If we would tighten up on who we let across these borders and stop all these damn foreigners from coming in here, we could put the kibosh on that too. But all of these wars that are being fought, that are needless, because in part of America nosing and going in and taking out the dictators. Well, what do you think is going to happen when you take out their leader? Somebody else is going to fill that vacuum. American politics, stupid. They were even entertaining guest workers still coming in here. What the hell do you need guest workers for? If it were me, I would guess that they can stay in their own country and work. We got enough people here to work, including bringing our soldiers home. And then, oh, well, we want to bring our soldiers home and make sure they get a good job. They already have a job. What the hell you think you spend all that money training them for? You train them to be the most sophisticated fighting force in the world, and then you bring them back home to give them a supervisor position at Starbucks? That's not what they were trained for. We've got problems in this country that need to be solved. We have a police department that could use help. We've got Border Patrol that could use help. The expertise of these men and women put into these situations, we could eradicate people crawling across the border. We could eradicate gang violence. We could make our streets safe again with these highly trained personnel specifically and strategically placed within our country. We don't need to have our elite forces, our special ops forces, and other trained men and women coming over here taking supervisory positions at Kmart or Target or Walmart or working at Starbucks or watching people while they flip burgers at Mickey D's. So you're going to be deployed in a different place, but you're going to still have your job, the job we trained you for. Somebody needs to get smart. That somebody is the Donald. He's thinking along those lines. You know, they try to trip the guy up about, you know, do you think every Muslim is bad? Everything in China is bad? Well, it ain't good. Why are we receiving more things in that say made in China than picking up things that say made in America? Because somebody somewhere dropped the ball. A stupid lawyer turned politician. And that's why they're scared, because they know that this man will probably go in there and do more than they can in a short period of time and talk about the egg on their face. Fried eggs, boiled eggs, 3-minute eggs, raw eggs, rotten eggs on their faces, because they get there and they do nothing. How do you think people like Bill Gates, Donald Trump, Warren Buffett, all of these rich people got as rich as they did? Because they know how to get in there and make deals. And you, Rafael Cruz, why do you have to put a negative spin on everything? When he says he wants to make a deal, that doesn't mean like a crooked-nosed guy making a deal under the table. The man's a businessman. When he says deal, suppose he wants to build a building. And suppose he wants to buy the steel girders for that building. You think he's just going to run out and pay $80 million for the steel girders? Or is he going to search out the best possible company with the lowest price, with the highest quality steel girder, and go with that person? That's making a deal, Mr. Cruz. Have you ever bought a car, pal? Did you buy it from the first dealership that you went to, or did you do your homework? You studied car dealership A, car dealership B, and car dealership C. Well, you went and looked at the prices of the same car that you wanted. Did you buy it from A, B, or C? A being the highest price and C being the lowest? So no, I'm going to choose C because I can get the same car for, say, $3,000 less. That's making a deal, you idiot. And that's what the Donald does. He looks for the best possible outcome with the highest possible yield. If he says that between the two countries of Israel, whose nose ain't totally clean, and Palestine, whose nose ain't totally clean, if he can get in there and mediate and cut a deal so that these two groups will stop fighting each other, let him do it. He possibly can. Why? Because either side doesn't look at him as this politician. They know Donald Trump, the businessman. And that's what America is, whether you want to believe it or not. It's a big, giant business with a political overtone. So I think it's high time we had a businessman in there. Stop these stupid debates, stop the stupid crap, and put the guy in there and let him have a chance. Slithery ain't gonna make it as far as doing the right thing. Bernie Sanders, he is nothing in my book because he follows a bastard so much. It's not the socialism thing that makes me not like him. It's the fact that he follows a bastard and claims to be an independent. That's what makes me not like the guy. Kasich, I don't know, the guy is shifty to me. I wouldn't trust him with a dead rat, as much as I hate rats. And these other two foreigners, I wouldn't want them on their, not to mention they're being creepy and crooked, but just on the mere fact that I don't want to send any mixed messages to the world. President Cruz, President Rubio, where are they from? Cuba? Where are they from? Nicaragua, Spain or somewhere? When I call for a president, I want a president that's name is going to be equated with the United States of America, equated with English. No foreigners in the White House again. Look at what Obama did for you. That should turn your face forever from putting another damn foreigner in there. Wake up and get smart, people. Give the man a chance. And all of the rhetoric that Jeb Bush and Mitt Romney, Mitt Romneyak are trying to put out there, they're gonna deluge you with many negative ads, many horrid ads about Donald Trump. But like I said, ignore them. Go with your gut. This country is in strife. We need help. I personally am sick of, scuffling and scraping, trying to make it when there's too much month left at the end of the money. I'm sick of that. When we had Reagan around, we had plentiful things. His Reaganomics worked. Let's see if we can get that rocking and rolling again. Let's put a businessman in there, a trained businessman. See what he can do. Could he do any worse than what's being done now? Who's running your government? Nobody's running your government. Let's try to put somebody in there that can make a difference. I want to check in with the exec and see if he has something to add.
Well, for once I don't, you pretty much covered all the bases on this one.
You saying I got a big mouth?
No.
Oh, because he said that a couple of times.
Said pretty much
You
everything.
got a big mouth. Well, anyway, we thank you for joining us for this episode of the Phil Taylor Jones Show, and we thank you so much for your support and all the kindness that you've shown. Follow us on Facebook. Google Plus. I am on Facebook too, but not that much. But really, circle us over there on Google Plus. And hey, we haven't put this out there, but if you'd like to become a subscriber, if you like what you see, please do so. There's a button here, or maybe it's over there, depending on where they changed it to. I think it's right below. So, subscribe to us. And if you have any suggestions for a show that you might like to see done on the air, let us know. We'll be happy to take any suggestions that are suggested. So, we want you to stay safe and stay happy as much as you can in this nutty world. At the time of the recording of this show, it's Friday. So get out there and have fun, keep it safe, and we'll see you next time here on the Phil Taylor Jones Show. Bye-bye.